Hey everybody, my name is Taylor. A lot of people ask me how I do my sous vide stuff. Learned a lot on YouTube. Shout out to Guga and Sous Vide Everything. If you don't watch any food stuff on YouTube, I highly recommend his stuff. It's entertaining, and he does a lot of really good recipes, especially with sous vide stuff. But I'm going to show you what my process is. It's very similar to what he does, and I'll show you what I do. So we went today to the store, got us some very nice looking ribeyes, big, thick ribeyes. The thicker they are for me, the better it is for the sous vide. Now, for those unfamiliar with the sous vide, basically you're cooking your food in a water bath that is temperature controlled to the exact temperature you set it to. So the way it works is if you know anything about meat, your internal temperatures of meat are certain doneness. So the sous vide allows you to set your doneness, the water temperature to the doneness that you want it to be, and you can't really screw it up. You can't overcook the meat. You can't undercook the meat. So I'm a medium rare type of guy, especially on these thick prime ribeyes that we have. So usually I'll take them, get them unwrapped, and just rub them down. I'm going to use some Cosmo Q barbecue stuff today. I'll show you that in a minute, but usually I just do it right here in the paper that they give you. But for today's video, I'll do it in a pan and show it a little easier. So we'll go ahead and get them unwrapped, and I'll show you what we got. I'm really excited about these. These are really good looking. So I am going to put on a glove on my hand that I'm going to use to handle the meat, just so I don't have to wash my hands several times during this video. But as you can see, that is a very thick piece of meat. Very good looking. I'm going to have some lunch tomorrow for sure. My little helper back here, Lily's helping me out.
Hi.
So we've got these two very thick ribeyes. So one of the things that a lot of cooks will tell you, don't be scared to season, especially with sous vide. You don't have to season, pre-cook, like really far in advance or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and get them bagged up, and I'll show you all that in a minute. But the Cosmo Q stuff, I'm gonna do 2 different rubs, dry rubs, and then I'm going to bag them up, vacuum seal them, and go ahead and put them back in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. Let them, because they're this thick, I'm going to let them soak up some of that flavor. But today I'm going to start with some Texas beef. The Cosmo Q Texas beef. This stuff is freaking amazing. Very good on just about any beef. And again, don't be scared of marinating or rubbing thick pieces of meat like this, seasoning the meat well. So we'll start with that. And just keep in mind, this season is going to soak in, and we're going to want to do every side. I prefer not to rub it. So if you're seasoning the meat, you want to pat the rub into the meat, not rub it into the meat. Here in a minute, I'll pick it up and I'll do the sides. Oh, before I do that, look at the marbling on that steak. It's so nice. Try not to make a mess all over the counter.
And this rub smells really good.
Yes, it does.
Whatever you want to call it.
Alright, so
It smells like tacos.
the next rub that I'm going to do is Cosmo Q cow cover. The cow cover rub has a little bit of paprika in it and some other things. It's got some chili pepper. We're going to rub these down. We're going to bag them up, and we should be good to go. And again, you're going to pat the meat so the rub stays on when you flip. You don't want to flip it without patting some of that rub into it. So
I don't know how to tell what the battery's at.
it's fine.
Okay.
Alright, so we got the rub on there. I'm going to pick the steaks up, roll them around here.
Bless you.
Roll them around on the pan. We got plenty of seasoning on the pan, so definitely want to do that.
Seasoning gets in your nose.
Yeah, the seasoning definitely will get you. So I'm going to take one of the bags. I just went ahead and pre-made some. I roll the ends up so when you put them in the sous vide, when you put them in the vacuum sealer, the edge here doesn't have any juices on it, so you get a nice seal.
I'm going to hold it open.
Yeah, if you want to hold it open.
I'll wash my hands after.
All right. So there you go. The steaks are rubbed. We've got the meat in the bags. So we got them vacuum. We're going to vacuum seal them in these bags, and we'll be good to go. So it's pretty simple. We'll just keep rolling with this, and the bags will be ready to go in the water bath whenever we're ready to cook. I'll come back to you and show you how that's done. All right, everybody, I'm back. We're ready to start cooking our dinner. We've got our steaks in the vacuum seal bag, as you can see, and they've been rubbed with the Cosmo Q cow cover and Texas beef. I combined the two. As you can see, there's still some juices in the bag. They will stay in there throughout the cook, and that is one of the beautiful things about the way that I'm doing this. This sous vide allows you to cook in the bag, and you get no loss of, number one, size, and no loss of any flavor. There will be a lot of juice in these bags when we're done. There's things you can do with that. I don't usually keep the juice. Most people say to keep the juice and do something with it, an au jus or whatever, but the steaks are going to be juicy enough to just eat them like they come out of the bag, but we're going to put a sear on them on the grill in a little bit. This is going to take about 2 hours. So a little more about the sous vide. The container, you can get at any restaurant supply place. The sous vide, we got ours at Best Buy. It's in a Nova precision cooker. 132 degrees is where I have it set. The 132 is going to get me to that medium rare-ish inside temperature of the meat. So that's where I want it. The sear is definitely going to raise that temperature up a little bit. So we're going to do the sear as quickly as possible. But that's one of the beautiful things about having these thick pieces of steak. The thick pieces of steak allow you to get that sear on there without cooking the interior of the steak any more than it has to. So again, we've got our vacuum sealed steaks here. We did that earlier. We've got our container, and we're going to drop the steaks in, let them cook for 2 hours, and then I'll show you the sear. We should be ready to go, and we'll get to the finished product. All right, everybody, I'm back. We're about to put our steaks into the water bath with the Nova precision cooker. A couple of things: the Nova precision cooker you can get. We got ours at Best Buy, but the container, any restaurant supply store, something like that. We've got our steaks. They are rubbed with the Cosmo Q cow cover and Texas beef. We rubbed both liberally because of the size of the meat. So we're going to put these directly into this water container. This is filled with just plain water. This precision cooker is set to 132 degrees, That'll get me just to the correct doneness on the meat that I like, my wife likes, my kid likes. So you can set this as high or as low as you want, but keep in mind when we're done cooking here, we're gonna go out, I'm gonna go out to the grill this time, and I'm gonna get the grill fired up, get the coals as hot as they'll go, and we're gonna put the steak on the grill to get a nice sear on the meat. We don't want the meat coming directly out of this, and it just doesn't look appealing. So you always eat with your eyes first. And so we're gonna make the steaks look nice and presentable, and we'll get to the finished product, but I'll show you what I do here. It's very, very simple. You basically set it and forget it for the most part, for at least the next couple of hours, but we'll go ahead and take this out here. Just sit that to the side, and all you do is drop them in, and we're gonna let them sit for 2 whole hours. The meat will go to the bottom, and we are good to go. So one of the things I'd like you to do, this is the first video I've done like this, and again, several people have asked me to show how I do this. There's plenty of people that show this, but people have asked me, so decided to do it. If you do like the video and want me to do more like this for other things on the smoker or whatever, like and comment on the video. Let me know. I will do more if you like it. So I appreciate it, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right, everybody, I'm back. We have our steaks done in the sous vide. They've been going for 2 hours at 132 degrees. So I'm gonna pull these out, and also this is a whole different thing here, but mashed potatoes in the sous vide, they're amazing too. But I'm gonna grab the steaks, I'm gonna bring them over, cut them open, show you what the meat looks like when it comes out of the sous vide. It doesn't look appetizing, but it will look appetizing at the end. So let me grab them for you. So I'm going to cut these open. The meat is fully cooked to what doneness I like and my family likes. So we will cut these open, just the bags, and get all the juices out. That's why I have a bowl here. The juices make a mess, so get all these juices out, and the meat is practically falling apart in the bag. I'm gonna have to really hold it together. And keep in mind that this is cooking perfectly to a temperature that I set and want, and it is cooking in its own juices, in its own flavors that I put on it, the Cosmo Q rubs. But this meat is good prime beef, but they're really, really thick, which is good for sous vide. But you can see that meat is looking pretty good, actually. The rubs make it look really good and really red, but I'm gonna take us outside here in just a moment. I've got the grill just about ready, and we're gonna plop these babies on there. But one of the things that you do need to do when you're doing the sous vide, as you can tell, the steaks are very, very wet. They will not get a sear wet like this. So we're going to take just a paper towel. We're going to dampen them off, get them off, dry them off a little bit, and then we should be done. Ready to cook on the grill. You can see how soft the meat is, just falling apart. It's going to be amazing. If you don't dry them off for whatever reason, they don't get a sear. I'm not sure why. But now that this is done, I'm going to go out and check my grill, make sure it's as hot as I can get it. I've got grill grates on it. I'm going to try that. But we'll go out there in a moment and see how it goes. All right, everybody, I'm back outside, or I'm outside now. I'm gonna put these things on the grill. This grill is very hot. Grill grates are running a little over 600 degrees. All we want to do is sear it. We don't want to cook the meat any more than it's already cooked. So we're gonna put these things on there. And the grill grates will do their job. And we should have a very, very nice sear in about a minute per side or so. And once we do have that sear, we'll take them off, we'll go inside, and we'll cut them open and see how we did. I will meet you inside here in just a few minutes.
Yep.
All right, I'm back from the grill. The steaks have been sitting about 10 minutes coming off of the heat. Always let it rest. I definitely recommend that. It lets everything in the meat kind of relax. There's a science to it, and I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to try to explain it. But as you can see, the steaks really, really look good. Really came off the grill nice. We're going to cut them open, see what happened. Oh yeah, looking good. So we've got the meat here. Looks perfect. Medium rare. Man, I cannot wait to eat now. I'm very, very hungry now. The smell is amazing. Coming off the grill, you get the grill marks from the grill grates. The grates were a little over 600 degrees, and it was pretty quick, about a minute per side, and I'm ready to eat. So I hope this was a little help to some of you that have told me to do this. If you like it, this video, you just comment below and let me know, and I'll do more. If you don't like it, don't say anything. Critique me. This is the first video I've ever done, so love to hear your feedback, and just let me know. I look forward to seeing everybody, and hope you try this. Hope you go buy a sous vide, and it definitely works. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.